Hi, Ferris Jean here. I want to talk to you today about managing fear. So many people live in fear, and that of course can lead to or exacerbate any anxiety disorders. So I'm going to talk about a few. Do these things sound familiar, or can you identify or resonate? Do they resonate with you? With AI misuse and deep fakes, with internet, email, and phone scams, how do I know what's real and what's fake anymore? How can I make life decisions when I can't trust the information that I'm given? With so much war, unrest, violence, political chaos, chemical threats, global weather shifts, nuclear threats, what if the world is falling apart and I'm not safe anymore? With so many suffering from chronic illness, things like long COVID and cancer, vax injury, I feel like we're so vulnerable to health collapse. What if I get an illness that I can't recover from? With the looming possibility of economic collapse, with income inequality or inflation, housing instability, with droughts, fires, temperature changes, floods, and diseases threatening our food sources and ecosystems. What if food runs out or life becomes unaffordable? What if? And we are bombarded in news reports, fake or real, in the papers, radio, TV, internet, podcasts. There's emergency alerts coming across our telephones, our cell phones, and it's on social media everywhere, every kind of platform you can imagine, and all of it available in the palm of our hands and easily accessible to everyone of all ages, anytime, day or night. Is it any wonder fear is a major driving force in the world? But I want you to remember a few things. The first one is you are not alone. None of this is all on your shoulders. Also, number two, people have been talking about the world ending or world collapse since the beginning of recorded history. All these things, from global warming, which of course has been going on since the last ice age, extinctions, wars, political upheavals, all of these things that we have fears about have been people have been worried about since the beginning of time. Now, there have been some shifts and some changes that are kind of unique to our time and place, but that's the same. That's what's happened in a lot of different time periods as well. But now we've added another, and that's our technological advancements and our ability to access information or misinformation so easily. And this has increased fuel to the fear. Number three, fear makes more fear. And people are easily manipulated and controlled when they live in fear. So it's not a pleasant way to exist in the world. So the way to manage fear, you can either dissipate it, manage it, or get rid of it altogether, is to stop feeding it. So these two things can stop fear in its tracks, or it'll help you to better manage your fear. And that is knowledge and love. When you know things, then you understand things a little bit better, and you can manage fear so much easier. I can remember seeing a little plaque one time. It had written on it, fear knocked at the door. Knowledge answered. No one was there. You could replace the word knowledge for the word love as well, because love and fear cannot exist exactly at the same time in your brain or your heart. You can have one or you can have the other, but simultaneously you can't have both. So if you fill your heart with love your mind with love, and you're living in love, there's no room for fear. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about, fourth thing basically, is attitude. Your response. It plays a huge role, and this can be difficult for some people because character and characteristics that you've modeled, that have been modeled for you, or that you've been ingrained in you, or you've developed because of your own experiences, etc., can all influence your ability to have and hold a positive outlook and attitude. I've been accused of being that glass is half full kind of person, Pollyanna. I've been called all kinds of things because it comes easy to me. I want to give you a personal story, share a personal story about fear, about something that happened recently. I'm standing in some of our bush, right? It's absolutely beautiful where I live. I live in the boreal forest of northwestern Canada, and we have a lot of bush, and we were recently threatened with a wildfire. Now it only came within about 8 kilometers of us, or about 4 to 6 miles, something like that, from us, and that was close enough. We didn't have to evacuate, but we were on evacuation alert. So as soon as we got the alert, we immediately started packing things up. We've got a lot of things here, so we brought in some trailers and we loaded things out of our shop and out of our home, and moved a lot of equipment out of the way. And then we had a trailer set that we'd put some extra stuff in, and we're going to use for last minute stuff. If the evacuation alert changed to a notice, we would have to have about half an hour to leave if we chose to leave, and we were encouraged to. Then we would have time to put the last of what we needed into the trailer, hook it up, and off we'd go. We never did have to do that. We were on alert, and then they managed to get the fire and spot fires under control in our neck of the woods anyway, and so everything is good. But during that time, of course, I'm posting updates on Facebook. My friends and family were concerned, wanted to know how we were doing, so I'm posting updates. And of course, we're getting updates all the time. It is a stressful kind of a way to exist in limbo and not knowing, but we were prepared, and so we weren't afraid. But my granddaughter, who is 13, has just joined Facebook, so of course she sees my posts, and she starts to worry. And she texts me with a worried face, a little selfie of her worried face, then wanting to know if we were okay and all that kind of stuff, right? And I said, "Oh, honey, don't worry." And she said, "It's really hard not to." I said, "Yeah, it can be, but I want you to think of this. I want you to think about the very worst thing that could happen. The very worst thing is that Granny and Grandpa have time, and we get out, and we're safe. And we've protected a lot of our precious things that we want to keep. And they're all okay too. And then the fire comes and burns our property and burns our home and our shops, and we still have the land. And it can regrow, and we can rebuild. And we've got everything that we wanted to keep, and we've got each other. That's the worst that can happen. The best that can happen is Granny gets all her spring cleaning done as she's putting everything away, because the fire is out, and that's the best thing that can happen. And that's my attitude, because it's the truth. We were very fortunate to be given time, right, to be able to manage what we had to manage. Now, I'm going to be offering a 12-week program that will be available on my website, ferrisjean.com. I call it From Surviving to Thriving. It's a 12-week journey through anxiety, depression, and grief. And I'm going to address some of these common fears that we've talked about and stressors and more that people have regarding their overall health and wellness, and help guide them toward more emotional freedom. Also, I want you to remember to check out a couple of my books. You can find them also on my website, ferrisjean.com. One of them is Depression, You've Got This, and the other one is When Life Hands You Shit. So look those ones up, and you'll find them and so much more resources, more books, etc. at ferrisjean.com. It was great having a little chat with you, and remember these things, just in summary. You are not alone. Knowledge and love defeat fear. Learn and practice having a positive attitude. And stay in touch. We'll talk to you again soon.